Social anxiety. Listen, I want to tell you something which I haven't heard said anywhere else, but is absolutely true. Every single man has suffered social anxiety at some point, and it's never easy for anybody to make that approach. It's never going to be easy. We usually got our ego there. We've got something to do with embarrassment is factored into that as well, but it's mostly going to be ego. We don't want our little ego crushed. And listen, I've been there, and it's only in hindsight where I look back and I just realize I was putting myself in a box where I didn't want to challenge that little ego and risk rejection. That's what it is, isn't it? So that's why I got this exercise, which is only part number one of other parts. Also, which are equally tiny, which appear large, equally tiny, just saying hello to somebody. And anybody that's worked in retail as a greeter knows there's no emotional value in it, but you just need that kind of warmth and sincerity and a little bit of eye contact and just general positivity. And the whole point of it is not to get anything back. It's only to overcome that hurdle of making an approach at all, which brings me back to point one, the ego, sensitivities and the emotionality. When you actually comes down to it and you see somebody that you would have been attracted to, maybe that is walking on the street. Maybe it is the person that you've met at the bar. Maybe it is somebody that gives you that little smile as she walks past and you think, oh man, yeah, she was quite nice. You carry on your way. Never going to see her again. If she gives you a little smile and a look and you don't even say hello, she's actually tried to chat you up. Talking to the men out there, she's trying to chat you up, which makes her, in terms of masculinity, who's the man in this thing? Historically, going back to the beginning of time and definitely in Western culture, men approach women. You know, we have to put ourselves out there, but are we going to wait and expect her to put herself on the line for us? Is that where we've got to? But I'm not criticizing anybody because I think society is trying to push men further and further into the corner to the point where we're all isolated, or too many of us are isolated. Can't talk for myself. But what I'm saying is, don't let anybody convince you that it's not the right thing for a man to be attracted to women and make an approach, especially if all he's doing is saying hello. Of course, we're going to read the cues and the signs and see if she's interested, and maybe she's not going to be up for it. But at the moment, you spend most of your time at work, 40 odd hours a week, and you can't chat them up there. You may well be going to the gym. Hopefully you do, because that's where you get the confidence and the endorphins, and you feel powerful as a man, and you just feel like, okay, I can beat anything. That's what we built to do. AKA your testosterone levels are relatively high as well as the endorphins. And you feel confident enough to take things on. So there's other steps that I said in other videos as well. Look on top of your appearance, look good. Do those things as the very first steps and think through these general conversations. What do you do? What are you interested in? What have you done recently which is of any interest at all in terms of events? What are you going to do in the future? What are your interests in doing? What are your hobbies? What do you do in your spare time? All that kind of stuff. General conversation things. Take out the interesting little segments of that you know you can put forwards in a conversation, let's just say. Expressing interest in her and giving her the positive body language and the positive eye contact, and you're looking square on. I've seen people talk to girls like that, literally shoulder on, and it's just that kind of inner doubts. So there's levels to this thing, and it's not going to take much if you're talking like that to somebody, because you're almost kind of walking away. You're mentally thinking, oh, she ain't going to be interested in me. Doing that, so you square on, that's achievable for everybody. Trust me. And just again, having that confidence in self, you thought through these interesting things you're going to be talking about. So at the minimum, you're going to have an interesting conversation. You're going to give the full focus. It's going to be focused on her, not only in terms of your attention, but also in terms of your dialogue. What she's saying, what she's interested. You're expressing an interest. You're asking those questions. If she's anything about her, she's going to be feeding that back to you. That's the easy bit. Again, because you're talking about yourself, so you know the interesting things that you've done, surely. And you've gone into it having prepared all those kind of interesting things that you've been doing most recently. But going back to the start, there's not a man on this world who's not going to respect you for the effort to try. That's what men do. So don't think that you are, I talked about ego at the start. Ego doesn't even really come into it. Because as men, we all understand. Do you think none of us have been turned down before? Say hello so that you can build up that confidence about making an approach if that works for you, okay? And if not, other videos, maybe better videos actually, where you can ask directions to somewhere. It doesn't matter if you know already where that place is. But if you've got a social confidence problem, a social anxiety problem, you need to overcome it, my brother, because you don't want to do what I did. You don't want to get to like your late 20s just thinking about, again, I didn't challenge myself. I put myself in a box and I kind of satisfied myself that, okay, there was that one time that girl expressed interest in me. And I followed through that one time. And then when I got there, I didn't have the other skills in terms of, say, the conversational bits, the things I'm trying to advise you about, which is not what this video is focusing on, but it's going to be some of the other elements in order to be strong in terms of your social qualities. This is going to be a very good grounding, but I will do other videos as well. Again, so you got your ego there. Don't be thinking that anybody else is judging you or thinking anything less of you. Okay? It doesn't matter. So if you shoot your shot and say if she doesn't go for it in one way or another, you're still going to be breathing a second later and there's other fish in the sea. And I guarantee if you cast your mind back, there's going to be other ladies that you can remember that you was also attracted to, right? Looking backwards, maybe within that setting, there's potentially other women you may be attracted to. And maybe there'll be more of a match. And it's as simple or as complicated as that. I wasn't looking at it myself back in the day. And again, I was in that comfort zone. I wasn't challenging myself. It just means you're never in relationships. And if you look, this is for the people, if you look back that you are making excuses that you've never been in a relationship because of this, because of that, because of that. I don't know if you know of an actor called Jason Statham. And I'm not dissing him. He's a very charismatic man, very successful action hero in Hollywood. He's got a dating history with some of the most beautiful women in the world. He's not a 10 out of 10. He's not in top bracket in terms of look. He's got that kind of ruggedness about him. So if he can do it, and if I can do it, and there's plenty of other men out there who've had successful dating careers, trust me, so can you. Whoever you are out there, and I know I can't see you. You just got to get on top of your appearance. That means putting in some effort. So don't come here messaging me if you're not on top of your physical appearance, okay? So do that first. That might involve doing some calisthenics. I'll do 20 minutes, just 20 whole minutes of the day. If you can't squeeze that in, then obviously you're not serious. 20 minutes a day, 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes 5 times a week, or go to the gym and push yourself so it's high intensity. So you're actually going to get something out of it. You've got to sweat on basically, and your health is going forwards and you'll look physically fit, which is the whole point. You're giving these cues to women because biologically they're looking for somebody who's going to further their DNA, not go backwards because you're the run to the litter basically, subconsciously. Okay, look good, physical appearance, your clothing, it can't be some niche bullshit. You got to be smelling good. Okay, and then conversational skills. The main thing about this video is though, overcome that social anxiety. Say hello or get your directions about something. The same way if you're in a store, you have to say hello to them, you have to ask how much something is and all that kind of stuff. How you can do that very easily, but you can't do that with her. Those are two strangers. Her being the lady that you're interested in. So it could be a future partner. Let's be serious. What I'm really saying is you've got the strength within. And most importantly, nobody's judging you. Not in terms of outcomes. They'll be judging you in terms of not having the guts to actually try. As a man, it's hard to respect that kind of beta bullshit, I'm going to be honest with you. But in terms of people who are the alphas and the leaders, it is about putting yourself forward and risking rejection for the greater good. Showing that you're actually interested in finding a partner. Simple as that. And you've got it within yourself. Again, I struggled early on. Best of luck. I'm coming from the right place. Dare to push yourself. That's what we're going to do anyway. Please like, subscribe.